Hey, 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 we're back for another episode. Hey, 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 we're back. Hey, 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 we're back. Hey, 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 you guys, we're back. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. We are all dried off. We've towel dried. We've warmed up from the cold temperatures of the pond water, and we're ready to dive back in.
Oh, wait, been a while.
Now we're back.
My
They are
back's a little
official.
sore. It's got to warm up to do that.
All right, it's April, so we've got to like get all of our dusty memories, all of our dried biscuits refreshed before season 4 drops in just a couple of weeks, days, depending on when we upload this and share this with you. But kind of bittersweet, right? Season 3 was so amazing, left us with so many unanswered questions, so much like, oh my gosh, how are they going to tie this up? Where's this going to go? And
Mhm.
fingers crossed we get some of those answers, but then it's also like,
Um,
and then we're done.
right? I'm not ready. It's like I almost don't
No.
want it to start because the sooner it starts, the sooner it's over. And I do fear we won't get all of our answers, but
That
hopefully
is a
we get a
big
lot.
fear of mine because we keep hearing the rumors that when they started filming this season, they weren't prepared for it to be the last one. So then they
Yeah.
found out it was, and now they condensed everything. So
Yep.
I
there's
have
a little
faith.
fear there.
The writers have not done anything but wooed us for the past 3 seasons. So fingers crossed they still have the magic in their back pockets. I've been crossing my fingers a lot already in this episode. Um, but yeah, looking at the teasers and the trailers and everything that have been released, though, we've got a good season coming our way.
Hmm.
So this is going to be a bit of a different episode. Sven, I'm sorry, but we don't need your disclaimer this time.
No,
There's
Spoilers?
nothing like if do you want to make a new disclaimer?
I don't. I don't think we will for this because the seasons have been out there. Everybody's getting ready for season 4, so we'll just assume that if you're here watching this, you've seen all 3 seasons. So we won't even talk spoiler. We won't even warn. We're just gonna put it out there. All right, we're
Hmm.
gonna be talking about everything. So
We are going to chat about those trailers today. We are going to chat about theories that we are still holding so tightly onto that may or may not become solved or resolved in season 4. So you're going to see a little bit of a different format in this episode where you can follow along or at least attempt to follow along with our bonkers ping pong off the wall thinking with some of these theories more than others.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if you notice the fourth screen in this one, that's why. We tried to get our duckies in a row. Um, Tried to hold on to the details to convince each other that these theories are legit, but it's a tough crowd here in this trio.
Yeah.
So we need all the data that we can.
right.
And yeah, hopefully you can follow along with us. All right, so let's jump into the trailers. Sven, what do we get?
We get a couple of flashes of where they're gonna be going.
Where are we
Where?
going?
We're going to the 1920s.
My favorite decade.
Oh, didn't know
Um,
that.
we get to see a black and white like from a film that Alice sees, and it's Cat with this lady that I'm
Of
gonna
course.
assume right now the lady that she's hanging out with in the 20s is a young Fern.
Hmm.
Um, and so at that point, that's probably when Alice discovers this film, and then she talks to Kat and says, you're there, so we know you go back there.
Mm,
So, I mean, that's the only thing I could think is that she is going back to Fern. We get to
Hmm.
see Kenny there in your screen. We get to see your name 65 still alive. So hopefully we get the whole meaning of her her poem song thing that Fern was has been doing. 65 still alive, 25 thought they died, all that. So
Just
that'll be
figure
nice
out
to
where this woman came from, you know?
yeah.
All we've
Yeah.
seen is her frolicking in the fields saying kitty cat, hee 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 hee.
Yeah. As I was watching some of the episodes back, they do paint her just to be so kooky. And
Yeah,
like I think even Dell or Colin or something says like, "Oh, I just thought she was a silly old lady." But it's like we all know you know so many things, but then it's like you're just playing with us too, though. Like playing with Kat, so it is gonna be interesting to see her as like a person who's not like playing riddles, I feel like. Or
yeah,
she's gonna like have some substance or maybe depth, emotion, something.
I don't think
hmm
her kookiness is on purpose or like an act. I think it's her. I mean, if she knows all these stories about the pond, she told them, as they were growing up, she told Colton the stories about the pond, the
Yeah.
craziness. And she's lived with this her whole life, and maybe she can travel as well. And as old as she is, she's been through all that. Maybe it made her kooky. I mean, that's a lot to process
hmm
over a lifetime. So,
totally.
you know, it may just be that's what's turned her into as an older Fern. But as
Interesting.
a younger Fern, we probably get to see where all this was starting, hopefully.
Life.
Yeah,
Kind of maybe a little similar to another character, Evie, that I'm
A little
still
bit.
concerned about. Seems like they might have had different personalities toward the end of their lives, we'll say, but
yeah,
vibrant characters, maybe being altered by some pond stuff over the years.
yeah.
I'm still hanging on to her. I'm going to bring her up at some point during this
Mhm.
time. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I feel like with the 1920s, I feel like they're like obviously like we know Fern's in the mix. I'm also so curious like what other kinfolk of these three founding families are we going to come across? Like we always know it comes down to Landry's, Augustine's, and Goodwin's. So we've got Fern repping for the Landrys. So who are we going to meet from Elliot's family? Who are we going to meet from the Goodwins? Like I'm
I've
excited for the whole new
I don't know if we're there yet, but
crew to come in.
if we're talking about the trailer, or well, I
hmm
guess it's in the trailer, but I have an idea who else we're going to meet for the Goodwins in the 1920s.
Ooh, let's hear
ooh,
it.
So that's going to be a character named Grayson Goodwin, and he's played by Gabriel Hogan, who a lot of the viewers here will probably recognize him as Peter Morris from Heartland.
a
And he will be playing a
Heartlander.
character called Grayson Goodwin during the 1920 segment. So I'm imagining it's probably going to be another love interest for Kat as she goes
Oh, for crying out
traveling.
loud.
She's always
But
I
got
will,
somebody.
if that's the case.
but at that point, we do have the Goodwins represented in the 20s and the Landrys. So
No Augustines on the cast list?
not that, well, there might
That's
be,
good
but
for
we
me.
don't know yet, you know.
Okay.
So there is there will be a good one in the 20s.
Speaking of
Okay.
Elliot, however, in the trailer, there is a huge spotlight on where we left off with this big cliffhanger of like, who is Elliot's mom? Who is this little gal with her T.C. Eliot books in The Point? Or wait,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right. I think,
Oh.
yeah, they definitely is a young Elliot's mom at that point.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then like in these trailers, we get this like old photograph snapshot of like Colton and Dell together in their early 20s, mid 20s, whatever, with a mysterious woman next to them,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot's mom.
Right.
And
That's
then
what I
in
was
one of the trailers,
thinking.
we get point blank, like, Kat's like, I have to go back to find your mom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
But
Yeah,
then I think
but here.
what I'm taking from that, if we're talking theory, is that Kat says that and then she ends up in the 20s. She doesn't end up finding Elliot's mom. She goes back
There
too
we
far.
go.
And
Yeah.
then Alice is the one that's going to come across Elliot's mom.
Are we gonna okay? Because I was thinking, as I was saying before, like we have another side because Alice always has her own adventure, separate
Right.
kind of from her mom.
And
Just going back to the
yeah,
70s, our youngsters are on the cast list, so they're coming back, it sounds like. So it's like, what business do we have in the 70s? Alice figures
right.
out stuff
So
with the
these
mom.
youngsters have
Ooh.
been I mean, they posted a lot on social media during the
Mhm.
filming, so we know they're heavily involved in this season. Um,
Thank goodness.
Yes,
are we
thank
thinking
you.
70s still, or are we creeping towards
80s,
80s here
20s,
yet?
like not 1920s, age 20s, as they're
I
getting a little
didn't think
older.
about that.
Baby Elliot growing up.
Yeah,
Who
so I
knows?
mean, exciting things to look forward to.
I
I love it.
love
I love
that.
it.
Great job piecing that. I like that you do the actual research before starting to record because me
Those are
and Kelly are just like,
facts.
we're basing this off of feeling.
Yin and yang.
Yeah.
And as you know, when I talked to you yesterday about this, I said I'm just going to wing this one, but it's hard to do that when you start going down the rabbit holes.
hmm With the
Um,
White
Okay,
Rabbit,
so there's the other theory. See, I had a feeling we were going to do this.
we're gonna be here
Um,
for a while.
Speaking of Elliot's mom and them searching for her, there's the theory that she is the proverbial white rabbit in this season, and they keep trying to chase her down, and they just keep missing her, like as they're
ooh,
jumping and traveling trying to find her. And that
That's
like
fun.
Kat goes to find her and misses her and ends up in the 20s. Alice probably there and keeps missing her or something. Where she's
interesting.
actually the white
Oh,
rabbit, not Fern in this one.
yeah. I was
Because
like, Fern
Fern
was
is easily found. They're gonna find
she,
she's gonna find Fern right away.
she's the Cheshire Cat. Where
But
it's like, I'm kind of here to help, but I'm just gonna confuse you
right,
even more.
right. And just the
Giggle at
fact that they
you.
said they're trying to find Elliot's mom puts me in mind of trying to chase down the white rabbit, but we'll see.
Okay. I love it. Okay.
Couple characters that we didn't even mention in this trailer. Jacob seems to be going through something. His bags are packed. He's
Yeah.
at the bus station or some sort of transportation station. Multiple people are saying to him, "You don't have to leave like this, Jacob." Why?
Is
Where you
this
going?
so is this a continuation of he's worried about getting in trouble for trying to burn down the vineyard? That's
Yeah,
why
because
he's leaving?
didn't we have a solution for that where it was like Goodwin's not gonna, Lewis isn't gonna press charges or
Right.
whatever.
But
So,
I mean, is there still that fear? Is
or
that
that
what
he just doesn't belong, he
I
lost his
mean, the
cool.
vineyard, I mean, is his cover of Kat's like printed out news report that she shared to CNN when Jacob came home. Like he was in an off the grid community and like did that cover get blown? Whatever happened to those typewriter letters that Dell was mysteriously getting over and over? Like,
I
is
had a
Jacob connected
theory.
to that?
uh-oh.
I had a theory. So,
Go, go.
I remember Danny, I thought of him again. And we thought at one point we were like, he's the letters because they're intentionally placing the typewriter in these shots and stuff. And then we're like, no, it's too obvious. It can't be a thing. But I was like, what if he's so like keeps to himself, is so aware, has been around so long, knows Jacob so well. What if he does know something and is like suspicious and is like, because I was watching one of the latest episodes back. Was it the last one or second to last? And he's like, where Jacob's about to like kind of tell him, hey, there's something deeper going on here. And he knows. And then he doesn't say anything. He's like, it just wasn't your fault or something. And the Danny seems so let down of like, come on, I needed like a confirmation. Like I
Yeah.
knew something. You can't just disappear and then just pop back up. Like he knows something. And then I remember like a scene when he was at like the cemetery with
Yeah.
like Colton and Jacob or something, and Kat ran into him. So it's just like, I don't know. A little, it's fishy for me still. And I don't want to forget that, especially because he was included in those later episodes. It's not like
Yeah.
we haven't seen him in a whole season. He's still here.
Yeah.
So I'm
All
keeping it
three
in my brain.
seasons
Very
Yeah.
good.
at
Yep.
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
love that. And then if I'm remembering correctly, I threw the white towel in thinking that there was like ever gonna be a Max and Alice like love affair that then created KC. I remember the embarrassment I felt for finally throwing that towel in, only to find these two canoodling in the pond together in this next teaser.
they go back too. I bet
Yep.
that's a theory too. She's taking Max to the 70s to see Evelyn and find the mom.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I think Alice is I mean, hunching that she's taking Max back to meet young Evelyn. And
Hmm.
because he said how close he was to his grandmother, and this gives him an opportunity to see her, young and full of life,
Thriving.
how we saw her. I see those two together, but I still stuck with the fact that they told us, the writer said, you know, Casey confirmed it. They are not Alice's daughter. So I'm going to stick with that one. But
Thank you.
that means there's still the possibility that Casey is actually the child of Jacob and somebody else
Or is Max's child
and someone else.
and someone else,
Right. Just not Alice.
not Alice.
Yeah. I didn't. Okay. I
Okay,
just
still
didn't
so many
see the.
questions left
Yeah.
unanswered.
Yeah.
We've got a whole slide for that to keep track of those. Um,
Yeah.
One thing that catches my attention and blows my mind and was lead us into like our main first theory that we're going to try and dissect and make sense of is Little Miss Dell is like shouting in disbelief, Cole, in one of the trailers.
Mm.
Where is she? Who is she seeing? Why is she screaming Cole? Let's jump into the first theory that you
Well,
gave us today, son. Great. Big theory for today. Start them off. We got so many. The best one, I think, that
Bolton is alive.
right. So
the picture I put here.
Before
that's
we
a
even
nice one.
discuss this, I may need to make it known. I had nothing to do with the content on this slide or anything that's even going to be said today. I don't know if I'll say anything. This has been my throw in the towel thing. I have known all along there are two of him around. The one in the truck was the old one or something that died. And his current one is lost in time somewhere and he can't get back. And he's coming back. And we'll roll back the tape of all our past episodes, but carry on. I just needed to
Right.
make that note.
So the big the big downplay of Colton being alive was we kind of talked about it, and the theory out there in the nether net, whatever, was he faked his death.
Internet.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying the whole wide thing, not just,
I'm kidding.
but it's that he faked it for some reason. And everyone's like, well, why would he fake it? Was he in trouble? Was it have to do with that criminal that Sam Bishop was dealing with? And I don't think it's anything like that. If he is alive, like the slide says, I think um, he was there as both people, as both versions, because we saw him looking at himself at the fire for the 4th of July or the
With the
summer.
strange gold aura around him.
And I have a
Mhm.
theory about the aura as well. But I think that the one version of him did die that night under the moon, the
Snow Moon.
no moon. But
Yeah.
then the other one tried to travel somewhere in the pond to get back to normal time, and the pond wouldn't let him for whatever reason. And I think the reason is because a version of him died and the world expects him to be dead, so the pond's not letting him get back
Ooh.
to his family. And so maybe something happens now that, his death happened, it brought Jacob back, everything else happened. Now that that's all happened, now it's letting him come back
I
But
just
like come back where?
to
present day.
present day, to 2026 or whenever this season
Which
is.
would like defy the laws of the pond because like you can't travel forward.
Well,
But
one of the
we're
rules
going to get
is
into that when we get into Elliot's clock.
true love can bring you back. And that's why Dell travels. That's why she started traveling. And she yells, Call when she sees him in another life. And they hold hands and jump back into the modern day.
True love can bring you back. Is this a Disney film?
A
What?
love letter?
Cracking up because it popped in my head. And I was like, what if they pulled that? And we're like, true love defies
Don't make a
all.
satire out of this beautiful
I
show.
know. That's why I couldn't take it seriously.
Okay,
So, we talked about this briefly too a couple days ago, off camera, sorry. The aura that they put him in season one, and it looked like an aura, like a ghost Colton. I think maybe they were thinking that at first to kind of keep people off, what's happening here. But as the show progressed, it turned into more of that was actually him. So
Hmm.
they kind of did away. If you notice on some of those scenes where he's there, the aura's kind of gone, that kind of haze. So I
Interesting.
wonder if that was just a filming choice, an editing choice at the time, and then they just did away with it. I don't. I mean, maybe all theories are possible, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that is where we're going with that. I don't think that was Ghost Colton. Because when
Yeah.
we see Alice together with Alice, there's no aura or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kelly, what you said, the aura is definitely there when we saw it. But I think that was just an editing choice, and it's gonna go away. If it does play out, I'll retire.
Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
Okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
hop into theory number two for today.
Okay.
I like that one. Okay, I
Dell
can't
remembers
unsee this.
Alice.
I don't know how it plays into anything of season four. Maybe you guys can connect some dots for me. I cannot let this idea go. Dell remembers Alice. She has to. And she's either playing her little denial or like cut off from the world. My emotions are shut down, like for all the reasons that make total sense. Um, she's playing those games for whatever reason. She remembers Alice.
Yeah.
Rewatching season one, looking for like evidence to like prove this theory right. There's no way that she can't. She's got three significant life chapters where Alice was super important in,
And looking the exact same,
looking the
same
exact
age,
same. Totally. No
the
other character in
name.
this show has had three different chapters with her.
And how do you know Alice, Alice, Alice? Like I've never
Alice,
met an Alice
Alice,
before.
Alice.
Right.
Um,
It's not
but
like
yeah, there's so many different
Emily.
times where she's just so dismissive of it and just brushes everything off. Oh, your friend Alice, like, oh no, 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 I don't remember her. And she goes, how can you expect me to remember her? There were so many kids coming in and out of that house.
Mhm.
No, the only children that ever came over were Alice,
And
Danny,
Elliot.
and Elliot.
Right.
Yeah.
This bringing us to one of our theories. This town is so small, you have no one to remember. You have no one to remember. But brings me to the thing of like, I've been trying to find like, because another towel, white flag, whatever hill I was dying on was that Dell knew about time travel and was just
Hmm.
playing dumb this whole time or something. But as I watched some episodes from season one and three back, I was like, I can't prove this. But like, I think you even have a note like, the pond is a world of its own or something. And it's like, are you just kind of like reiterating that from, oh, the things I was told about it when
And
I
just
moved over here from Fern? Or,
all
but
always
like,
says it with such a suspicious tone.
yeah.
Like,
Or
why
like, I
don't
don't,
you go get a towel to dry your hair off?
right. Or just, it's bizarre, even that she's like, oh, Finn, my guy, you've been playing in that pond again. But it's like, for Colton, when he saw like Jacob in the pond, it's like, don't you ever go back there. So wouldn't they have like a general rule of like, don't go to the pond, fence it off? Like, I'm just not buying it still. I'm with you.
Well, and then just how quick, and I know we've talked about this, we dissected it so much, but I can't let it go.
No?
Jacob comes back 200 years or whatever back into the future, doesn't see this girl since he was 8. It's been 24 years, and he goes, "Hey, what up? Nice to
Right.
see you again, Alice."
Right.
Right. It's like,
And you're telling me Dell doesn't recognize this same
So
girl?
yeah, when you bring that up, it's been the same
Ooh,
amount of time that Jacob has seen Alice, that Dell has seen Alice, because she
because
stopped coming around after Jacob disappeared.
yeah.
we said it was okay for the parents, Brady and Kat, because they grew up with her. And memory gets weird. You see her as a baby throughout her whole life, so it's almost excusable. You named Alice after your friend Alice. You don't have pictures. You're trying to block out that part of your life. So it
Right.
almost is justifiable for them to not know. But when you think about Elliot and Jacob, the second they both had their moment when they saw her for the first time in present time or whatever, and it was like, oh, it's you. So Dell hasn't seen her in that much time, didn't grow up with her, hasn't seen, she had a baby picture and that was the most, right? So it's like
Right.
she should be having that same reaction.
Right.
But
I'm gonna
also because she's met her three
right.
times and
I'm gonna
never had the
I'm
reaction.
gonna give you a quick example real quick. So I graduated high school, it's close to
A
40
few
years
years ago,
ago.
right?
40 years ago. And I ran into somebody that I went to school with. He came into the pharmacy the other day, and I have not seen him in probably close to 40 years. We both recognized each other instantly.
You just know.
And there's no way that in 20 some years, somebody that was that important to your daughter and was over that much, sang with your husband and did all this, was part of the family, basically, you don't recognize her. Come on.
Was
It's
one of the
so crazy.
5 people to attend the private funeral ceremony.
Right.
Was there for your daughter throughout all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Had a front row seat to you falling in love with the love of your life. Those are all core memories.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's this time when Alice does her singing, that night that they turned the Roxy into the singing
Hmm.
stage performance, that episode. And she switches it up and she decides to sing Colton's song. Like, yeah, she's gonna be shocked that she hears like this song from her past. But hearing Alice's voice, the same brand of like, oh my God, that we saw on Jacob, that we saw on Elliot, that familiar shock popped up
Mm-hmm.
on her face when she was in the audience.
Okay. Oh, I skipped that episode watching
You
it
know
back, but
her.
I'll go back. She knows. Like, yeah,
No,
those moments have to, whoa.
Where it's not like, oh, it's Colton's song. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, oh,
right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't know the
nobody.
reason why. There's probably no purpose or anything behind it. And I'm probably being super insensitive to the experiences that this woman has gone through,
I
but
know. Because
I can't
also,
let
if
it
we
go.
ever get this confirmed, what is she gonna do? Just walk up to everyone and be like, I always
I
knew,
lied.
and walk away? She probably would, but that wouldn't make such like for good TV
Right.
probably.
So
But
Okay, so yeah, maybe rowdy theory to be obsessed with, but I'm gonna hold on to it.
it's a valid one.
it's good. Yeah.
What's our next one in
Mhm.
the rotation? Maybe this one has a little bit more ground.
This
Nope.
one's all Kelly, I think.
This
Unless,
is a Kelly one.
okay, I was like, because I
This
have
is wild to
nothing.
wilder. Um, I've talked about this before, and again,
Mhm.
the choice of blue in this show, although very like aesthetically pleasing, like so beautiful, so like cohesive with like all the different blues throughout the entire house, their wardrobe, even like Dell's truck, like it's very light, nice to look at.
Mhm.
But the intensity, the saturation, the use of it,
Mhm.
and the absence of it, I can't unsee it. My only thing that I hold on to this is that Sam Bishop is covered in blue.
Except for his tan face.
Yeah, that. Yeah. His eyes are so edited.
Or Jacobs.
And Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe not a, my only theory here is the theme of blue has to have some sort of meaning. Do I
Hmm.
know what the meaning is? Absolutely not.
Okay. I was like, I
Does
can't come
somebody
up with
out
one.
there know it? Yeah, let's talk.
Right.
I don't know what it is,
No
but
idea. In
it
season
has to
one,
be
you really notice it.
it has to be on purpose.
But those eyes make me curious because I was also watching back and thinking about like the connection between Jacob and Sam. And I know Sven has talked about this before of just like they have a history or they know something, just the way that they're like, nice to see you again or whatever. Like,
Nice to
Right.
be seen.
yeah, yeah. And it's just like, what does this mean? So now I'm like, who else has blue eyes? They're like the only ones. And then
No, you know who else has
KC and Max, like, don't they too? Or
Not
who?
that vibrant.
Who'd you say?
Casey and
Yes,
Max, don't
Casey has
they?
blue eyes.
Max probably does too, right?
I'm not sure if I have a close-up shot of
But
him.
everyone else is like brown. Colton, Must
I don't know.
also.
Sam Bishop is just
Nick?
like saturation at 100 blue.
All right.
And
Yeah.
like with him being such a question mark to us, and like, who is he? What is his purpose? Who is he connected to?
Hmm.
Why did we learn about the importance of chess to Evie's life in season 3? And his name is Sam Bishop. Like, there's so
Hmm.
many clues lingering around him.
We need
Hear
answers.
more. Um,
Hmm.
that I don't know. I couldn't unsee the blue.
Yeah.
So the writers and the design crew of the show is gonna see this and be like, "Ooh, she's good,
Uh-huh.
good."
Or they're gonna be like, actually, we just really like the color blue. It's supposed to be calming and
Um,
neutral.
actually, Casey has, they're not blue. I
Not
need
blue.
to correct that.
Okay.
They're very almost green, like a bright, vibrant green almost.
Okay. Well, then I'll forget anything I said about eyes, but
And I can't
the color.
tell on Max. I don't think they're blue. Maybe.
Nobody has blue eyes like those two.
Yeah.
No,
Except
that's for
Sven.
sure.
So once season 4 is all wrapped up, let's come back to this one and see if the blue was giving us any blues
Right.
clues.
Blues Clues. Blues Clues.
All right. Hopefully the next theory is not mine and somebody can
I'm
bring it
sitting
down.
this one out. I'll just mute myself.
Why, when it comes to Nick, you guys
I'm
wig
scared.
out?
I will
I'm
say there
scared.
was a Nallis slide in here, and Sven talked himself out of that one.
I did take that out. Yes.
So
And
I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
Okay,
yeah.
so for Nick, the Nick and Elliot thing, it's gotten a lot of traction online, and we talked about it early on, and I talked about it for a while, and then I let it go because of who it could really be. So I really think maybe if there are a connection, that they're a half brother. I don't think they have the same mother. I think they have the same father. I do think possibly one of Nick's adopted mothers is his actual paternal mother.
Whoa.
And then if it was, if Vic is the father, which he's also the father for Elliot, that we
That doesn't
know
make
of what
sense.
we've been told, um, then Nick and Elliot could actually be the same age or they could be a year apart, you know. Um,
They're twins.
there's a lot of people hanging on, and I am too, on that quote from season 2 when Nick said to Elliot, very serene, which is in that photo on the slide, he said, "You will always be my brother." And yeah, you can look at it as like a best friend type brother thing, a brotherhood, like that. But
Hmm.
the shows, have we learned, the writers are very intentional on a lot of things they put.
Hmm.
So I think that's where that theory more comes from, is knowing how literal they are with a lot of their clues.
Well, and it
Um,
was so over dramatized when he said it.
right.
There was such an emphasis. I was like,
And as far as that bullet point about Nick being the baby in the basket,
Not the baby in the
right,
basket.
I can see that where they
There are
found the
two babies
baby
in
on
there.
the doorstep, and Dell and Colton, when they were younger, he's holding the baby and she's reading the letter and she's like, poor Elliot. The only thing I can think of, maybe she's reading that letter as in because Nick and Elliot were separated. And so she feels bad for Elliot, and the whole thing, and they're
hmm.
not to know who he is and this and that. It's quite a stretch. This theory is way kind of pushing the
No,
boundaries, but
I'm I feel like this theory paired with one that I have coming
Oh, geez.
could make some sense.
yeah.
I'm not buying Nick's adopted moms either being his biological mom, but there is someone that I could think of.
Right. I know what you're going to say, and we'll get there, but I go to this about the adopted mother thing because I know I did this earlier on in one of our episodes. There was a shot with Nick and one of the moms where they look
Yeah.
very much alike.
There is one. I
There's,
forget their names. Yeah, there is one.
Dude.
Both of them could. I mean, they're just blonde.
but
Makes
the
sense.
facial features, they really look
Uh-huh. There is
like
one.
like whoa. that's an adopted parent, like,
Right.
adoptive, sorry. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that's where that kind of got some traction for me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I love a good wild theory from you, Sven, where I always am just like, no, no, it could never happen. No way.
I
But then
do
I'm
get shut down pretty quick,
like,
but I'm sticking with this
I
one.
like to
Just
hear it. It's creative.
and
you also have good facts to back up what you say,
You
where mine's just
do.
like the color blue really spoke to me.
Yeah, like I said, we're based on feelings a lot of the time. And Sven's just like, actually, in season 2, episode 9, there was this quote.
But
Oh.
like, did you see Sam Bishop's eyes?
Actually, Sam Bishop is Nick and Elliot's dad. Did you know that?
whoa. The room goes silent.
I just love to throw out the most random thing.
But
I don't mean
also,
it at all.
and I keep throwing these Nick theories out there because I like the character of Nick and I like the actor. Um, but
Do
I
you?
see that the show is kind of downplaying his character a little bit, where he's not like such a big focal point. So
Busy with Claire.
I don't know, like
Doesn't
that's what one of the
exist.
reasons why I dropped the Nallus idea.
Ugh.
Good for
Because he would
you.
have to be featured more and be more of a center point to this. We do know he did film for season 4, and he did
Okay.
film on the day that they were using the pond, according to the social
Jump,
medias.
jump, jump,
So
jump.
It's
maybe,
not Max in the pond with her. What if it's Nick?
well, that was
Spencer,
clearly Max's face coming out of the
What if it's
water.
not?
that's what you
What if it's
think.
not?
You never know. Don't
So,
get him
yeah.
excited.
So maybe there's more to this Nick thing, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I think there's more to his relationship with Elliot. Um, we might learn more about the mom or his
Mhm.
parent.
Yeah.
So stay
I
tuned.
don't think we're
That's
quite
gonna
done with
play
the
out.
Nick talk
But I
yet.
am off the
No.
Nellis train. I don't think that's a thing. I just don't. They'd have to get really creative in the writing to make that work.
And
So,
not be
and now that
something.
just with these teaser trailers that we're seeing, with Max being involved, he's at the graduation party and the photo. Um, he's in the pond with her, with Alice. So I think we've got to lean just more towards that.
Yep. And let's use this as a path to get there.
There you go.
Let's talk about, as you were talking about this, more and more things, Sven, we're pointing that yes, this is what's going to happen. I truly believe now that Nick is actually Evie's son. Now, let's talk about why. First of all, I'm just going to talk about their appearance. Same point, same beach, same everything in these pictures. Look at
Oh,
look
Yeah.
at the hair, look at the smiles, just the energy that they give
the
off.
energy,
When we
the
think of the two
role.
favorite people that we have in this trio of us three, I almost just said, well, when you were talking, you're like, oh yeah, I just like making theories about Nick. I'm like, yeah, because you love Nick the way we love Evie.
Join them together.
Because
There you
they
go.
are
Uh-huh.
Full circle.
bloodlines. Okay, so I'm sitting here thinking, Evie, we already know has a connection to Vic. It's not a good one
Yeah.
right now in the 70s with what we know of their connection. We don't know. Like we know it's not good. He's angsty, he's younger, and he's mad at everybody, right?
Right.
We also know that Vic despises Colton. Well, who else is going to start despising Colton as he commits himself and loves Dell forever and ever and ever? Evie. So what if they like get together as like a rebellion to Colton? Like we both hate him.
We're saying Vic and Evie had Nick.
Oh, wait, that's Elliot. Dang it.
That's what I thought. Okay, I was like, wait, this is not
Dang
what I expected
it.
it to be.
Dang
This is
it. Dang it.
not it.
I was
Dang
just
it.
letting you ride those rails because I'm like,
I was like,
where's this one
no.
going?
Okay. Well, so okay, I
Dang
want to
it.
think, I like where you're headed though, because the energy that they have and the importance they are to Alice is something to focus on.
Mhm.
And that your point about us loving Evie, Sven loving Nick, there's a reason for it.
I'm so embarrassed
So
right
I
now.
want to think about, so we know Lewis there's Lewis. This is also valid because she has two sons. They say that at some point, right? I've always had that in my head. One has been missing, but then like, why does the town know that she has two, but he might not even know that that's his mom? Who knows? But
Ooh,
who is Lewis? Why did he stick around? Why does he get the Goodwin name? Why would the other one be
because she
adopted?
had him with Vic.
Yeah. Because if anything, I would think Lewis would be made with Vic, but that is
So that
so
would have had
funny.
to have been later because Vic
So
is only like 13 or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
he is a little
So
young too. Background Byron is Nick's
I
dad.
almost said that, and I thought you guys
They met
would
in
shut your
Morocco.
cameras off if I said it. Now you say it.
I
So
mean, they those features, adult
did
Nick looks like adult Byron
did
and
we ever get a
Evie.
confirmation of when Byron was over there in
No,
Morocco?
because that is one of those intentional details. Unless one of the writers just has a vacation home in Morocco or something,
Right.
it's too
It's too specific to
coincidental.
be
It
pointless.
is.
I will never let it go.
No.
But she was also supposed to travel and meet new people. I was just watching this episode after her heartbreak
Mm,
and let loose. I'm trying to think about ages though too, if because Lewis I think would be older than Nick if they were to be brothers. He seemed older. I don't know. But like the timing of when they would have to have the babies so that they're the same age as Kat and Elliot
yeah,
is something to consider.
yeah.
So
But
that's, I mean, if you're breaking that down perfectly because she boogied to
mhm,
go to Morocco and live her life. Colton and Dell were obviously clearly together, and then they had Kat. Elliot shows up on the doorstep in a basket, right? Or that's what
the
we're told,
basket kills
led to
me.
believe. And Evie's in Morocco giving birth to Nick. For whatever reason, she puts him up for adoption back in their hometown so he can be raised there because she, enjoyed that town as a youngster and growing up there. Why she didn't raise him as her own, we're gonna learn. We'll find out.
Right. Right. I'm not completely on board with it, but I want to believe.
I
Okay, I think
really
my last bullet point though makes a
that's
very strong,
I think that's the kicker right there. Go
like
into
there's
that one.
always a Landry and Augustine and a good one every time we go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1999, there's no good one.
Mm-hmm. And it is just like, what is the point of his character for them to have created that in the 90s? Because it's like, okay, why are we like, was it like my first thought was like, oh, they kind of wanted to just have some representation, have two lesbian moms for an
Mhm.
adopted kid, and just be like, look, this is what this looks like on TV, and just be cool with it, which I'm great. But then it's also like, but like, why are you adopted? Why is that something we know in this character, but we never explore that or understand it? There's nothing to go with it. So why are we told that? So
That's and if you remember,
why
that's
are
what
you
started
even,
my whole theory about Nick being the baby in the basket
Yeah.
because he
yeah.
was the only adopted character,
Mm-hmm.
so it would kind of make sense. And it could still make sense that he is the one. And for whatever reason, that letter, maybe the letter was different. Maybe the letter was, I don't know, just saying goodbye to Elliot from his mom. Had
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do
Colton
with
is the baby in the
Nick.
basket.
Ooh.
And
What?
like, what if Colton is the baby in the basket and being the baby in the basket, they put him in a timeline where he already exists, and that's where the time space continuum started to create a parallel, which made it so that Colton isn't dead.
Okay, so if you're still with us out there, we have completely gone off the rails, and we're
Not
going to
the first
try and bring
time.
it back,
Yeah.
hopefully with this next slide here.
My only thing about Nick being the baby in the basket is that from when I've looked, when I've watched episodes, I feel like the Landrys, the parents, have no relationship with Nick at all, except Del does when he's older and comes back.
Because he's Elliot's friend and Kat's friend.
But there were so many people coming into that house, and
But
yet he
is
was never one of them.
but I mean, we see when he does come back, and she's all excited to see him, Nick, and they hug, and
Right.
she's like, "Oh, it's been so long," and la, la, la,
And it's
I'm
like,
so
oh, you
glad
can
to see
remember him,
you.
but you can't remember Alice. I see how it is.
Right.
He never
So,
even went in your house, but okay.
He wasn't at the funeral, was he?
right. No, he wasn't.
I don't think
So there's
so.
so much more to this to Nick than we're seeing. But I love Kelly that last bullet point about
Yes.
an Augustine, a Goodwin, a Landry always being there
Not
in
a
their
So
time.
it is something to look forward now as we go into the 20s too. Who
Right.
might that Augustine be? Maybe it's Susie.
Because we've got a Goodwin and we've got a Landry
Don't you
there.
dare bring Susanna Augustine to the 20s.
I hope she'd look good
There
with
is
her
another
little
character.
flapper outfit.
Um, I'm gonna find it.
Susie
Okay, but
girl.
also just like look at those two pictures that I put in the slide.
Yeah,
Same
they're
energy.
they're so cute. But also remember who else is a good one? Cyrus. Does he have the energy? He did make me swoon a little bit with that toupee here and there, but a different kind of
No.
energy.
Oh no.
Go witch or whatever.
Okay.
What was it?
What does he say when he can't see? Or he sees triple lover?
And they're running around as twins.
How many are there of you, witch?
You
Stop
gotta watch that.
spinning.
Should we move on to the next one? Because this is the last theory slide. Unless Sven is doing some research over there, fact
No,
checking.
I'm
All
taking
right, let's
notes
tie this one
for
up though. I can't
post.
unsee the connection between these two.
All right.
Okay. I'm not on board, but I want to believe. I'm leaving it at that. I like the last bullet
I
point
will
though.
never live down the Vic thing.
We and Sven both were just like, keep talking, you'll get there.
Just,
So I was
just
like,
gonna
there's
see where
no
this
way
takes
she would
us.
think
You guys are
that.
awful.
On that note.
This one's just for. I'm trying to think of an alternative word that doesn't have bad words in it.
Use bad words. This is not for children.
Shits and giggles. Like, let's go.
You've said worse in past episodes, just so you know.
No,
Pretty sure.
I keep it clean.
So this is where I wave the white flag because I've said all along Port Haven is much
Great.
bigger than they're laying us on. And my white flag comes from the fact that I was basing this on those photos they always show, like when they cut into the scene, they fade in and they show this huge harbor town,
The
right?
whole
All
east coast of Canada.
Right.
also
So
like it's
what
all
we've
woods and a
learned
golf
is
course.
that what they're using for these shots in different locations are not all in the same town. Like the lighthouse that they actually go to is in a different town. You know, the Lingermore is not some country estate. It's right in the middle of the city in
Mhm.
real life that they're using these locations. So I think they're using these overhead shots just to show a harbor town. You know, there's a lighthouse in one of them. You can see it, but they're showing us something that's much bigger than they're portraying in the show. So I know this is tongue in cheek and you're aiming the shit at me,
No.
but I'm
I
gonna
am.
go with that it is a small town. Because also I came to the realization that these three founding families, the Goodwins, the Landrys, and the Augustines, on Founders Day, when they do all that, if this was a big town like I was thinking it was, or much bigger, these three families wouldn't hold so much prominence. There wouldn't be that big of a deal. Not everybody would know who they are like they do now.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely has to be a smaller town,
Yeah. And the
which I
smaller
also
it is,
think hurts them in a way because everybody does know everybody, so it's harder to hide things and move around and
Or forget people.
oh yeah, or forget who Alice is.
I
So
Do you like all
know.
my quotes though that I pulled?
yeah.
Okay, I do have a question. 2019,
Isn't that when the first episode started, or was it?
there's no way. I need a
I
fact checker,
don't know.
Sven. Because I was
Well,
like, what
yeah,
year is it
but
now? This is not 7 years ago, did it?
I think the tongue in I think the Twilight comment was like a tongue in cheek comment. Like she was kind of saying, "Hey,
Oh,
we just
she's
got
being
those Twilight
sarcastic.
books." Like
Yeah.
Got
like
those new
she's not
Twilight
up with
books
the
for you.
times. Yeah,
She was actually just saying it for you, Sven, because she knew how much
Facetious.
you loved those books
the
and
Twilight
movies.
books. I never
Yeah.
read one.
Lies.
Never saw a movie.
It's weird that
Hey,
I
it's a
can
small
say I
town, but we have
But
fun.
it's funny though, they do bring up the Twilight book, and then let's go back to your slide about the blue, because remember Twilight was filmed in that blue hue, the entire movie, the entire first Twilight movie has
Mm.
that blue hue to it. And
Mm-hmm.
that goes with that theme of blue. And they do
So,
bring up Twilight, so
uh-huh.
they haven't brought it up as much as we have though.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone will ever bring up Twilight as much as we
it
do.
comes up in
That's true.
every episode for
Stick
us.
around after this is done. We're gonna go back and do a rewatch of all the Twilight movies, and we'll.
Yes.
Sign me up. Okay, I
I,
think that's our last theory, though.
yeah,
We're theoried out.
but we got some unanswered questions
We
still.
do.
First thing that we didn't address in the first slide, I would love to know who this stunt double is who's standing in for Brady in this family picture. If you haven't seen it, please Google it or like zoom in and like look at this. That is not the same man.
It's
It
not.
the photo does look a little weird, but I will say I saw Brady was in one of the Hallmark murder mystery movies that they always have on.
Mhm.
Fun.
He's in that, and it looks. I mean, he's got some facial hair in that show, but it looks similar to that
Sven,
photo.
I am looking at John Stamos in this picture.
I think,
He's also had a growth spurt.
and it's a year or two later. They are all gonna change.
But also, when I was looking at this specific image that was sent by you, Sven, to our text group chat thing, it's like, was it like, I don't know, photocopied poorly? Because it looked like it was from a newspaper clipping.
It
I
was.
don't know
That's from
where
a
it even
TV
came from.
Guide magazine.
Okay, because Rita, Kat, and Brady all look different than they do typically, but everyone in the middle looks pretty normal, like how they
Yeah,
typically appear. So I was so thrown off, but that is John Stamos. He's looking nice.
but that's from a TV Guide, and
Okay.
the main reason I sent that was the text because
I
there
did.
was thought that there was an accidental spoiler in there.
Mm.
Let me read it.
I did read it and I didn't pick up anything. So read it out loud for us, guys.
I'm finding it.
Oh, well, Kelly is
It's
studying
the
very
beginning of
hard.
the end for the Landrys. As the fantasy drama series begins its final season, the pond on their family's property allows them to travel through time, and in the season 3 finale, Elliot learned his mother, who left him as a baby, jumped in with the Landry. Following a 7-month time skip in the premiere, everyone's at a bit of a crossroads, says executive producer Alexandra Clark. While Elliot struggles with that revelation, Kat deals with Alice going to college, and Dell faces being an empty nester again. Where's Kat going?
Moving in with next door
Okay.
again.
This season, they travel to glamorous 1925, quote unquote glamorous, which Clark teases as bright young things and the Great Gatsby. To say what brings them there is a spoiler, but don't worry. Executive producer Heather Conkey promises all shall be revealed. We're ready.
So we know what Great Gatsby is. Everybody should probably be pretty familiar with that.
Oh,
Bright Young Things is a 1930 novel called Vile Bodies, and Stephen Fry made it into a British drama film in 2003, and it satires the fast-paced lives of young London aristocrats, bohemians, and socialites during the in between wars, like during that time in the 20s,
hmm.
highlighting the partying, media obsession, and eventual decline of that generation. So basically what they're saying is they're really hanging on to this Great Gatsby with the partying, the money, you know, and
Ooh,
this
is Fern gonna
bright
be
young things
Daisy?
with just the way that generation partied and stuff during the 20s. And
Hmm.
that's where Kat's
That's like
going and meets
Fern's a little
Fern.
kooky now.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's exciting. That's I'm excited for that because I never would have thought in a million years. I remember we were talking about like the 80s they might go to. But like who, I mean, young Fern.
Well, yeah, I think
I didn't
because
expect that.
we definitely had to kind of get Fern's backstory
Mm-hmm. So
and
I'm
that,
excited for it. But yeah, I wasn't really anticipating it.
yeah.
So that'll be
I'm
fun.
really excited to learn the poem, what all that means. We speculated on that a lot.
Yeah.
The song 65, aka My Name Today.
Yeah.
Or what
Yeah.
caused her to be so protective over that pond and like fight so hard to not get it filled in when they had the drama with Colton and Evie going in as kids and she had to fight to like keep it alive and like keep your hands off my family prop, like
Right.
Mm-hmm.
what got her so connected to that.
Right. And
All good questions.
uh-huh.
We also have a lot of unanswered questions that are lingering more after season 3.
I see what you did there.
And I hope we get some answers with some of these things in season 4. Like
Yeah.
the clock in the wall. Why do we care about that?
I'm still, I mentioned this and when we talked about it in the episode, I really think that clock, the way Jacob explained it, how you can move that little lever to go forward or backwards. I really think that the keeper of the pond or the keeper of the time, if you move that forward, now you can time travel forward in the pond.
And who needs to travel forward? Colton.
Yep.
Oh my
And
gosh, yes, Sven.
so when that
That's why he's
clock was
stuck.
hidden in the wall, which was wrapped in the blanket that the baby in the blanket was in, or the baby in the basket. So that clock was wrapped in that blanket, remember?
Are we sure that's the same blanket?
Pretty much. Anyways, let's just
Yeah.
go with that. Um, was put in the
Let's
wall
just go.
and locked away there so somebody couldn't make it go forward.
Okay.
So like if
That's
Elliot's
huge
mom jumped
though.
in the pond to get away from Vic or whoever, away from that time, she put that clock in the wall and made it so somebody couldn't go in the future and find her. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it was hidden for a reason, and I think that Jacob really touched on that forward and backwards
that.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Whoa.
it's an unanswered question and a theory all wrapped into one.
I like it.
Good stuff.
Why does Casey have the wedding ring?
Good question. Why? Oh, that's what
No.
you're asking.
No part of me wants to even create a thought. I'm done. I can't.
Better get an answer.
Yeah,
I
let's
want
get
an
an
answer
answer
about
to
that
that one.
one.
I'm not even going to put a theory out there because it opens up a whole nother.
We'll be here all night.
Um, what I rewatching season 3 recently was reminded that Colton has a brother who skipped out on town.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd he go?
And you still think it's Sam?
I mean, I did.
I'm gonna link Sam to Evie more than
I don't know who Sam
Colton.
is. I
No.
also like don't care to know who Sam.
Me too, because it's just been going on too long, and I'm like, ugh,
He's been here since like the first episode of season 2.
But
yeah.
I think this season we're really going to see a lot because they left that cliffhanger with him doing the Elliot pose by the
Elliot
pond,
stance.
talking, saying everything's going to be okay. He's obviously in that photo right there with the graduation party.
Hanging out with Rita instead of
With
his woman.
Rita.
Well, I think that just as part of the friend group,
Come on, man. I'm trying
they
to
don't
start
have to be
something.
arm in arm with the
No,
person
look
they're
at how
with.
close they are.
They're in
Well,
love.
Rita had the hots for him first.
You are really digging deep here.
Rita had the hots for him first and got
Yeah, but
so
he didn't have the
mad.
hots for her.
Her hinges aren't rusty.
She's not a Landry. He don't
I didn't
care.
even hear that.
I have to go back and dig up that part, the end of season 3. I'm rusty on the ending of season 3 and like get my ducks in
Hinges?
a row about why I threw in the towel with Alice and Max not being a thing. And is it what you said, Sven, like it's that cat, no, it's Alice and KC are not a thing,
Hmm.
rather than it's not Alice and Max are not a thing. I
That
gotta
was that was
go
your
back and
thing
watch that.
I
about the kid. That
yeah.
was your theory, and you're like Casey is their kid, and we were like, no, no. So I think something, whatever, that's what you let go of. But I don't think you let go of them being
Okay.
romantic or dating or
Yeah, I think once
anything.
the I almost said once the cat was let out of the bag. Once Casey
Yeah.
was not considered Alice's child, then it just turned into, well, then Alice and Max aren't
Nothing.
together. But
That tracks.
we, hey, that tracks. So
That track.
now, if you know, you know. So now with those two together, I mean, are they together? Are they romantic or are they just sharing
Well, I
common
know
interests?
romance in the pond when I see romance in the pond.
I don't know if that was romance or like, whoa, I really
Like when
traveled. This is
Thomas
so
was
cool.
washing up,
You know,
or when someone fell backwards in the pond, like,
who would do that, such a thing?
Romance.
Well,
Um, yeah, we already talked a lot about Elliot's mom, so like the TC Elliott thing isn't really unanswered. Clearly,
well,
we're gonna see
right.
it's unanswered, but
some
yeah.
answers.
Hmm.
And then yeah, we talked about this, and I really do hope we figure it out. The typed letters.
That's a big
Who are
one
they
too.
from? What did they cause to happen? Is that why Jacob's leaving town?
Right.
Is it Danny?
I
And
hope.
did we see that typewriter on purpose? Is it,
Didn't Casey mention knowing about those letters?
yeah.
The end of season 3, right?
She told Jacob that the letters should stop because of the will. Because remember, she gave the will to him because
Oh,
it was
that
hidden in the house, and she
Yeah.
gave it to him and said, this should stop the letters as well.
So it can't
that
be
whole
Danny.
part I remember went over both
So
of our
it's
heads.
like,
We'd watch it so many times.
Hmm.
yeah, what is all that about? So
Yeah.
Okay, well, all I can say is I've never been more excited to get even just one answer to my thousands of questions before. I'm so excited for this season to start.
yes.
I want them all. I want all the answers. We'll see.
Now be prepared because remember how they started filming this season. We might not get answers for the first couple weeks.
Right. They're gonna start. And then you always say those last three episodes are when you
Yeah. We're gonna get character introduction and development for the first couple, and then
But like
Mhm.
we said, and we've said this so many times, like we need a tracker for how many times we say it. So many things built up to like a climax at the end of season 3. Like there's always a cliffhanger that like keeps us on the edge of our feet or the edge of our seat in season 1 and season 2. Season 3 was just like so many things have happened.
Mhm.
You gotta start tying some things up,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep.
whether they thought that they were going to be ending or not.
and
Mhm.
I think the only way we're gonna get it tied up is 4 seasons in a movie.
There
There we
we
go.
go.
Explanation of the name. There it is.
That'd
4 seasons in a
be
movie.
fun. It'd be great.
I'm on
So
board. Let's start the online
Petition.
petitions.
I mean, they're already out there for the season 5, which I don't. I think they were hoping Netflix would pick up season 5, but
Ugh. I
the,
don't know if I want Netflix to touch this show.
yeah, I don't know if we want them producing anything. They're just now a hub for hosting shows,
Hmm.
but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's there's going to be a lot happening. Um, we should touch on this now for any of you who've made it this far. Thank you, and we hope to keep you continuing. We will be putting out an episode every week now, once the season starts.
Yes.
This will go up, and then there will be nothing until after that first episode. So we hope to get that going and get those out for you.
In the meantime, drop your theories in the comments. Like, can you come up with one more unhinged than the craziness that came out of my mouth tonight? Or you a little bit more factual, a little bit more logical, have some things that we looked over? put it in the comments. Let's get the conversation going with
Yeah.
whatever theories might be out there that haven't even crossed our minds yet.
Or even just what you hope to see.
Oh, that's nice
You
too.
know, not maybe just a theory, but where you hope it ends up and where, you know, these people wind up and if they fill in the pond or not. Who knows?
What if that's how it
Wow.
ended?
Boy, I just pulled the rug out from underneath you two, didn't I?
I couldn't.
That kind of made me want to cry.
Well, and it would also kind of like come full circle with a Fern story.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it would also then take out future seasons because there's no more pond.
But then they can find out that they can jump into a bathtub and go down the drain in time travel.
Here's the shot of the train again off the rails.
Just
On that
end it.
note, guys,
Just end it.
I don't even have a little train I could use, but anyway.
until next time, may the pond take you wherever you
You
need
need to go
I always want to say wherever
wherever it is.
wherever you need or when you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
See you sometime shortly after the 19th.
Woohoo!
All right.
Stay dry.
Bye.